Good evening, Galaxy. Welcome to Rogue Frequency, where we cut through the noise and bring you the truth. Today, we're addressing some of the lies spread by Jawa off-world enterprises in their recent Galaxy News broadcast. Specifically, their misleading claims about the Son-tuul Pride and their forces. Joining me to set the record straight is Alyra Veyna, envoy of the Khanate. Alyra, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Veesk. It's time the Galaxy hears the truth about the Pride and its allies, rather than the fabricated narratives spread by those who fear our growing influence.
Let's start with the basics. The Son-tuul Pride is a government base in the Hewitt sector, having migrated from the asteroid fields of Morobe. Their military might is undeniable, with the Void Armada, a fleet of considerable size and readiness, and the Shadow Legions, their ground forces that evolved from the infamous Shadow Hordes. But the Jawas claim the Pride commands 10 affiliated groups. Alyra, can you clarify?
Absolutely. The Jawas' claims are not only inaccurate but deliberately misleading. The Pride leads the Dark Confederacy, a coalition of independent groups that operate under our umbrella. These include the Assassin's Guild, the Darmanda, the Knights of Ren, the Scree, and the Guavian Death Gang. While each group retains its autonomy, they are united under the Pride's leadership, merging their forces into the Void Armada during operations.
And beyond the Dark Confederacy, the Pride is also part of the Shadow Dominion Alliance, a broader coalition of underworld families. But it's important to note that the Zan Consortium leads this alliance, not the Pride. Correct?
Exactly. The Shadow Dominion Alliance includes the Zan Consortium, Biotech, Dread, the Hutt Cartel, Crimson Dawn, the Pike Syndicate, the Atermin Pirates, and the Emerald Ring. These groups operate independently but are capable of blending their forces seamlessly during operations. The Jawas claim that the Pride commands only 10 groups is a gross oversimplification and a deliberate attempt to downplay our strength and coordination.
Now, let's address another lie from the Jawas. They claim that Mitth Wake sees a considerable number of rebel-owned fighters. What's the truth behind this?
That's another fabrication, Veesk. During a recent blockade, Kargan Bork Scholars attempted to negotiate a trade with Wake, fully aware of the risks. However, Wake scammed the Pride, taking only 10 fighters, mostly X-Wings. This was a calculated loss on our part. What the Jawas failed to mention is that these fighters had not yet been hacked and cost the Pride nothing. In fact, we still hold over 800 fighters hostage.
And what did the Pride gain from the so-called loss?
Quite a lot, actually. Our intelligence services were able to track Wake's movements and confirm that he is working closely with rebel forces and Ender Pact-aligned groups. Despite the Jawas' denials of any affiliation with Wake, the evidence is clear. The Pride is already preparing retaliation against Wake. As Kargan Bork Scholars himself said, we will hurt him where he least expects and those who collaborate with him.
So, to summarize, the Son-tuul Pride is not just a single entity but the head of the Dark Confederacy, a coalition of 6 groups that operate under its umbrella. Beyond that, the Pride is also part of the Shadow Dominion Alliance, a broader network of independent and autonomous groups led by the Zan Consortium. Each of these alliances contributes to a unified force when needed. The Jawas' portrayal of the Pride as a small, isolated group is not only false, but a clear attempt to manipulate public perception. And their claims about Mitth Wake's victory are equally misleading.
Precisely, Veesk. The Jawas' so-called intel is nothing more than propaganda designed to undermine our influence. The truth is, the Pride and its allies are a force to be reckoned with, a force that operates with precision, autonomy, and unity when it matters most.
There you have it, folks. The truth about the Son-tuul Pride and their allies, straight from the source. Once again, proof that Jawa intel is not always accurate, and that facts are often manipulated to serve their agenda. Thank you, Alyra, for joining us today.
Thank you, Veesk. The Galaxy deserves the truth, and the Pride will always stand by it.
And with that, we conclude tonight's broadcast. Stay tuned to Rogue Frequency for more unfiltered truths. Until next time, stay vigilant.